Hi friends, I'm back with another video. And today is closing day, so I am on my way up north. Got a little bit of time to do this video for you guys, and it is about closing. So what better day to do this? And I've been wanting to do this video, but y'all know how my time be. But I have done a video before talking a little bit about closing, the good ones and the bad ones. So if you haven't seen that one, go back and watch that one. I'll link it down below so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But there's more that I want to say about closing. So most clients like to have their agent there with them. It's not required for us to be there with you at all. So if you have an agent that takes the time out of their day to attend your closing, be grateful for them, because we don't have to be there. But I just don't like to leave my clients hanging and feeling unsure. So I like to be there to reassure my clients. I'm reviewing the documents as you're signing them, because you're gonna be signing a stack about this big. So I'm sitting there and I'm reviewing, and just so you know that nobody's taking advantage of you. You understand everything that you're signing. If there's any mistakes, I'm going to help catch those mistakes, and we're going to fix it right there. Everybody makes mistakes. Lenders, escrow officers, title, everybody makes mistakes. So it's okay, as long as everybody do what's right to fix it. So that's what I do. I'm reviewing documents as you're signing to make sure everything is good to go. I've seen wrong numbers. I've seen as much as the $60,000 mistake, and we had to get that fixed. So that's why I like to go to closing. That's one of the reasons why. Now, closing is an exciting day. The majority of my closings have been exciting, and my clients usually like to have their realtor there with them, and to cheer them on and congratulate them and celebrate together. Especially if we built from dirt. We've been working together for 6, 7, 8 months. Of course I'm gonna be at your closing. Even if it was a short one, a 30-day, 45-day, I'm still gonna be there. That's just what I do. I've always done this since I've started my real estate career. And I come bearing gifts. As I get to know you over the time that we're working together, I get to know what you like, and I like to personalize my gifts, my closing gifts. So that's just my thing. That's always been my thing. So that's why it's nice to have your agent there with you, and that's why you need to be nice to your agent. Because we have choices, just like you do. So, what I will say is that if I was not an agent, I would want my agent there with me. And I can tell you this from experience, because I've purchased 3 homes, and the very first house that I bought was when I was 21, and I had an agent, but it was not a good experience. It was not a great experience with her. And I remember working with her, and I remember telling myself, I've always known that I wanted to be a real estate agent. Let's start there, since I was like 12. But I bought my first house at 21, and the agent was not great. She was not very honest. She was being sneaky. If I knew then what I know now, I would have caught on to her and fired her. But she was not a great agent. I did most of the work myself, and she just showed up to closing, and that was it. And so in that case, I didn't appreciate her being there. But what I learned from that experience is that I'm gonna be the type of agent that I wanted. That's what I've always told myself. She was not the agent that I wanted, so I learned from her what not to do and what not to be. That was my first house. My second house, I still wasn't an agent yet, but I didn't have an agent. I did it myself, Vegas when I first got to Vegas. And him and I still keep in contact now. He doesn't sell homes anymore. He doesn't work for that builder anymore, but he has his own pool building company. So if you're in Vegas and you want to build a pool, I'm actually going to link his info below. Frank was a cool guy. So that was my second house. So I didn't have an agent that time. So I was at closing by myself. And I remember feeling like, that builder gave really nice gifts, like real nice. But it still didn't feel like you just bought a house. This your closing day, because I didn't have anybody there with me. And then fast forward to my third house that I bought here in Houston. Yes, now I'm a realtor. Of course, I represented myself again as a realtor. So I didn't have an agent. I was at closing, and when I tell y'all, I felt like, now each house that I bought got bigger and bigger. So this is my biggest house, of course. But I just made this huge purchase, and I'm sitting there by myself. After I signed all these documents, the closer walks out so they can go scan in all the documents and send it back to the lender. And they just leave you sitting in the room at the table by yourself for, I think I sat there for like 2 hours, because they had a lot of back and forth between title and the lender. But I was by myself. My kids were in school. So I sat in that room by myself for 2 hours. It felt like it felt so cold. It was so lonely. It was so quiet. And I remember thinking to myself, like, this is how buyers feel when they don't have an agent. I couldn't even, get excited. But I don't know. It's just a different feeling. So I know what I wanted that day. So I like to give that to my clients. And a lot of my clients and I become friends. We become close, after closing. Because of the time, the vibes, like the energy and, everything. I always get good clients. I could count on one hand in 8 years how many bad ones I got. I did get, I want to say like 2 maybe, that I will never want to work with again. But I remember how I felt not having an agent and just sitting there so lonely and quiet and cold. Nobody to celebrate or chat with. And then this last closing that I just had with one of my previous clients, I got to the title company before my clients did. I'm on the elevator, and it's this young girl. She looked really young. She had on some jeans and a hoodie, and she had this folder in her hand. And I was like, she looked like quiet, and I don't know. It was just something about her. Like I instantly felt bad for her. Like she looked sad. So I asked her, "Are you closing today?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I just wanted to hug her. I felt so bad for her because she was by herself. And I asked her, is your family here? Is your agent here? And she was like, no. I was like, oh. So I just tried to, lift her spirits and congratulate her and make her happy. She smiled a little bit, but I could tell she was so sad inside. And it was like she didn't have anybody to share this moment with. And I wish I could have, went in the room with her, because I know how that feels to be doing something so big and nobody's there to share that moment with you. I know how it feels. So I felt so bad for her, but I couldn't be in her closing room. I'm not her agent. I'm not privy to any of that information. I had my own closing to be at, so that stuck with me. I really felt bad for her. And when I do my closings, my clients be knowing, because a lot of my clients, they follow me, or they've been following me, so they see my work, they see how I am, they know closing is a big day, so they know you gotta comb your hair, put your lipstick on, because we taking pictures. So we're always all dressed up. But when I saw her with her little jeans and her little hoodie, I was like, I really feel bad for her. Like, genuinely, sincerely feel bad for her. But that's the benefit. Like, y'all don't take that for granted when you have an agent that shows up with you and for you, because it's a different feeling. Now, some people just antisocial and don't want to do the whole, grand closing day thing. And I get that, and that's okay if that's how you are. But yes, with me, closing day is a big deal. Always a big deal, as long as you're nice to me. But that's what I wanted to say about closing. I always do these 30-minute videos, so I'm gonna keep this one short. But yeah, so keep that in mind for closing. It makes a big difference when you have an agent with you on closing day and throughout the process. You get a lot of your questions answered, and you just feel more reassured. That's what agents do for you. So if you are in the Houston area and you are looking for or considering buying a house, thinking about it, don't have enough information, or you're ready to buy a house, or you want to know what you qualify for, or what are the requirements, any questions you have, anything real estate. I've been doing this for a long time and I love it. This is my passion. So please feel free to reach out. Now, I'm not one of those let me pick your brain type agents. Not one of those. So if you truly want to work with me, we can work together. So I'm gonna cut this off and let y'all go on about your day. I have to get with my clients and start our day. So thank y'all for listening. I'm so glad I was finally able to get that out. It's been on my mind. I've been wanting to share the information, but I hope you understand now how important it is and what it means to have your agent with you on closing day. And as always, feel free to reach out with any questions. Take care.